Hi, howdy, hello. My name is Edward Lynn Moore, and I'm an aspiring queer neurodivergent author working on his debut novel coming out next year. More details on that later in this video. But I came on here still in my work attire because I literally just got home from work and I saw I had a delivery. They're my brand new business cards. I'm so excited. I literally just got it, ripped off the label, and here we are. So I have not seen them. I'm so excited to unveil them and just kind of take a first look together, right? So the company I do use is called U Printing. I do really enjoy their product array, like different kind of products and selections and stuff. Um, but I will say pricing was actually pretty good. I haven't really compared them to any other companies, so I can't be like they're super expensive or they're super affordable. I will, however, say this will be my first and probably last time using them because of shipping costs. To ship this, while this package is bigger and heavier than I was anticipating it to be, it was still $20 to ship, which I think is a little bit outrageous. That's a little bit too much. Because and then they charge extra if you want it produced faster. So the standard is it takes them 6 business days to print slash make your items, and it takes shipping is just shipping, right? I think they have like more faster ones if that's kind of like your if that's your cup of tea. But as far as printing, they do have you can print in 4 business days for more money. I do not like when companies do that. I think because it's like, hi, you obviously can make it faster, and sooner you are just choosing not to squeeze a little bit more money out of me, and I do not appreciate that. That being said, I did make the mistake of when I ordered it. So the process of it was that you order it and you upload your design on the object, right? So mine was a business card, both sides. So it needed the front and back. And then someone has to manually approve it. I'm not sure if they approve anything if it's offensive or vulgar or anything. That's not what I thought the approval process is or was. I did not have to go through that part because mine is just business cards with jar standard and they have nothing obscene on them or anything. But they do see if your design is going to translate well, like it's high enough resolution, or if it's too small, or if it's too big and the full design won't be able to go on. So if the full design needs to be cut, they'll show you where it is and hey, is this okay kind of vibes. You have to approve the proofs. um so I placed it towards the end of the week and they only do that part on business days, and so I submitted my order. They gave it back to me 24 hours later. So Friday, I forgot which Friday, I approved the design, right? And then they didn't start processing it until Monday. And then it takes 6 business days from there. And then they ship it, right? And they really only operate on business days, which is I get it, I get it, but also hi. It took almost 3 weeks to get to me. So can we not let that happen again, please? But I think that just might be standard. Um so anyway, but I did also Google because I was because when I was showing, I had paid because I was just so excited. But then when I went back to the invoice later on to show my partner, I saw that the shipping was $20, and I was let's not use them again. And then I Googled, um, if that was just a singular incident with me or what happened, and they're I found a lot of Reddit threads that were talking about that kind of experience and how if you place several orders of the same thing, so 3 orders of 100 different bookmarks with a different design, you get charged the shipping 3 times, and you have to call to get grouped grouped shipping. Hold on, let me open this really quick. I kunai. It's not sharp in the slightest, but it would still hurt. Uh, so excited, so excited. Okay, so I think I'm gonna switch to Vistaprint. I think they're about the same price. I know a lot of people don't like Vistaprint because they've killed a lot of like local printing shops, and like I get it. I get it. I'm all about shopping local if I can, but hi, I can't. We My city, as big as it may or as small as it may not be, does not have a lot. Like we're just getting a Barnes and Noble. Like, like a lot of like people are like, oh, go to your Barnes and Noble and like become friends with them, and then like, you know, um, they can like hit you, like not hit me up, but like hook you up with like, being like, hey, like, like let's have an event here. Um, So that's exciting. But like, I was like, I don't have one, but we're barely getting one. So I'm so excited for that. So I will be dealing with them when that time comes. And so like we do have local print shops, but a lot of them, God bless their hearts, they don't have like a huge array of products. And a lot of it is call for a quote, call for this, call for that. Hi, hi, hi there. Come a little closer. Okay. I'm going to hold your head. No, I'm not going to hold your head. I'm going to hold your nip when I say this, and I will twist if you don't listen to me. Okay, so listen very carefully. I will not call you ever. Not for a quote, not to book an appointment, nothing, nada. Okay, I'm not going to call you. Okay, this is the year of our Lord 2026. Okay, like, what do you mean you don't have a website that also functions as an ordering system? Make it make sense. So all of them are like that. And I'm like, I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to email you. I don't even have email. I guess I would email if I really, really had to, like if Vistaprint and new printing did not exist for some reason in this scenario. But they do. So I'd rather just book on there. And I was looking on Vistaprint and they do have some like great things. Great things. They have some great ideas. So I just opened the box. So this is what they look like. I think I ordered a lot more than I thought I did. I don't know if you can hear a plane, but a plane passed by. Those are all like individual cards, like you know. So I think I ordered a lot more. Also, I'm like horrible at like visualization. So like if you're like something like it's the size of 3 football fields. Like while I have seen a football field, I'm not great at visualizing like what the hell 3 football fields look like. So I'm so excited. The package was heavier. I did like splurge a little bit on the more like luxurious business cards. Not the most luxurious, because I they have plastic business cards. I didn't even know that was a thing, but you can get plastic business cards. I think that's crazy. Like it's so cool, but like I can't justify it. And they're rather expensive considering that they're just business cards. But I couldn't justify the price, but I thought it was cool. So ooh, okay, I caught a peek. Ooh, okay, I caught a peek. Ooh, I caught a peek. Ooh, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Oh, you're gonna see it first. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, hold on. Let me adjust it. Ooh, I saw the back. So I saw the back first. Y'all can see the front first. Look at them. They're so cute. The little monitos. The way I said that. And then here's the back. Ooh, a little bit more of the pattern. It is the selfie cam, so I'm not even entirely sure if you will be able to see the writing. But it's literally the front is just like my logo. I think it might be backwards. Like for y'all. Sucks for you. But they're so cute. Maybe I'll insert like B-roll footage and like pictures and stuff of the actual like product. Um, but like on the front we have which is just like my logo, right, which is the ELM, Edward Lynn Moore, and then my name at the bottom, right? Uh, my emblem is going to be like just my emblem, but I have since started tacking on the name to it, especially with like products like this where I won't be able to like, because like when you see this, like, what do you think of? Like it's cute, but it's like it doesn't scream author, which choice I made, right? But if you look at like the little design, you have like little ghosts and little like moons and stars and swords and like there's like alien UFOs. I think there's a rose. Yeah, there's some roses in there on that little design. Is that a heart? I think I see a heart like right here. Is that a heart? That is a heart. So this is an original design, not by me. I commissioned someone to do it. But I had the idea because I saw a lot of business card templates that have like these black and white kind of like designs. And like I was like, that is so cute, but what if we do something else? So I decided to have little figures for like that represent like different genres of like books. Yeah, obviously horror for ghosts, fantasy for sword, romance. I think I did the rose and heart, the hearts. Rose can be also fantasy. And then we have the moon and the stars and the alien are supposed to be like the sci-fi element. Um, and then on the back of them, let me get one because I want to feel like they're heft for a second. So this is the back. I'll show B-roll footage maybe. But on the back we have more of the design, and then we have my name again, Edward Linmore, and then under it author. Technically, right now I'm an aspiring author. If you want to split hairs, but 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 I want to use these like long term. So let me have this one. Then under that you have a QR code which goes to my link tree. That by the way, I have a link tree. I should have it linked in like probably every like social media bio, but it's just a place where you can go and you can find like everything. It has my YouTube, it has my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and my actual website. The website should be the first one, but I need to double check if I fix that. So you have the QR code, so you can be like, oh, and then under that, you have my website, like my actual website URL. So like if you don't have a phone to scan the QR code, or you don't want to give it to someone, so you're like, oh, this is the only card I have, and so just look them up. So I'm excited. I did do rounded edges because I thought that'd be so cute, and the inner rectangle should match it. It does. It's just hard to tell because of the pattern. And I got was it the 16? I think 16-point thickness. No idea what that means. I just know it's thicker because there's the 16 and the 14, which is a little bit more flimsy. And a credit card, like if you have like a credit debit card in your wallet or have one near you, if you feel that, according to you printing, that's a 30-point thickness. So this is about half that. And I will say it is actually rather sturdy. Like there is some flexibility and some blend to it, but definitely not as flimsy as I've seen like other business cards to be. They can get kind of, to me, that just looks kind of cheap. And I have that image here. And I did round out the corners because I thought that'd be cute. And also like it won't like be weird and bend while in someone's wallet. I also went with, I don't know, probably the B-roll footage will show it a little bit better. I went for a satin type matte finish. So they have different finishes. You have an unfinished, which is just like that cardboard texture. They put nothing on it, so you can write on it. Then you have, which has its purposes, not for me personally, not for this. Then you have like your coated, which has like your glossy. You can have matte. You can have satin, which is like a combination of a matte and glossy. You have an ultra glossy. You have like a velvet. There's so many. They had videos describing each one and showing you each one, but I was like, no, put them together. I need to see. And then when they would put some together, they wouldn't put the two ones I want to see together. Because like I didn't want a matte, but I didn't want like a super glossy. Because then like I've seen super glossy ones and I don't care for them personally. So these are a nice matte, but not too matte, but not too glossy. Very, very nice. I love them. Oh, they're so beautiful. I may have ordered two in hindsight. I also was so excited. I got like this little like business card holder that you can kind of like put business cards in here, so you can carry it on the go so they're protected. So I'm like hi, like give you a card. Um, And well, I also bought a lot because like they're longevity, like these don't expire unless I change something like the QR code, which I do not anticipate anytime soon. So I'm gonna take them with me on the go. I'm gonna take them with me to book related events. I'm gonna give them to my friends, my families. They can have some to give out also if they want to. Hi Storm. Sorry, my cat's here, so you may see her walk by. You want to take a look at the business cards? Do you want to take a look at the business cards? Um, so yeah, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited to show like people tomorrow. Oh, I'm so excited. There we go. So anyway, so one of the topics I had was going to originally discuss that has now been completely derailed, right? Is like author branding. So I kind of want to like establish who I am as an author to kind of, so you can understand, where who I am, who you're signing up for, who you want to support. Storm, she's gonna start playing with something. I think she's gonna want to knock down the business cards. Oh, he saw her tail. Um, but you know, that's Storm, my youngest, our youngest. Sorry, she is gonna be a year old in like 5 months. Um, so yeah, so I don't quite have a brand just yet, right? So like I am working on a dystopian novel currently that is going to be, as of right now, my debut. It is called The Shadow of Unity. It is a adult sci-fi dystopian. I want to say I don't want to say I want okay, maybe more young adult, but no, but like because young adult is something very specific. Like and it has specific tropes that we're not really exploring. Our protagonist, I think, is like 27 right now or 24. I keep moving the age and we haven't really concretely put it anywhere. So I have the luxury of and plague of moving it constantly. And it is the first book in a trilogy. I am so excited for that one to come out. I may make an even separate video on like its origins and stuff because this one's already way too long and I haven't even gotten to the purpose of the video. So I do. It is. I'm 95% sure it will be my debut novel. However, I am also working on another book. Um, like concretely, like I have ideas for like a million different books, but will they see the light of day? I don't know. Also, they may just morph into other books and get tagged onto other things because it's more like plot ideas and character ideas more so than like actual like whole novel series. But regardless, uh, I am working on another book, which is completely different. It is also a fiction, but it is more of a like a feel good, inspirational, spiritual kind of story. I was raised Catholic. I do firmly believe I am still Catholic, but I am more of a spiritual person than I am religious, so I don't fully tack onto the name Catholicism because that has a lot of like connotations and expectations, and I don't follow them, all of them at least, and I don't subscribe to all of them. There are some ideas that I just personally do not like. So I do believe in a God, you know, and like spiritual stuff. So, and I grew up on it. I grew up with it and went through a religious phase, had some religious trauma even in there a little bit, but at the same time, it has shaped a lot of me. And so it would be a disservice to not only myself and my upbringing, but also y'all in the world if I don't at least call upon it a little bit. And I had this idea for a story. It came to me in a dream and I've refined it and I'm working on it also concretely. Uh, so yeah. So another thing about my branding is it takes a village, right? One thing I have learned since starting this journey is it is a long process if you want to make it. I don't want to say if you want to make it. It can be as long as short as you let it. At the end of the day, I today could write something in a few hours and shove it onto Amazon KDP or Ingram Sparks or just say, "Hey, I this is my book." As long as it has an ISBN number and it's out there publicly to either buy or to just have, that is a book and I will then become an author, right? Now, will that be quality? I would argue no, especially not coming from me like that. So it takes a village and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. First and foremost, I want to iterate is that I am generative AI free. I do not use ChatGPT for anything regarding any of my stories or anything author related. Storm's playing with the blinds. I don't know if you can hear her, but and I believe AI does have some benefits. However, it has a lot more cons in the way it's being handled and pushed. I firmly do not agree with, and that's kind of where I am at. Um, and everyone I work with, I tell them, hey, I am AI free. I would prefer if you do not use AI. I do not intentionally work with someone that uses AI. I try my best to vet them to see if they use any AI or if they have any evidence of using AI. And if they do, I will not work with them. Or if they're willing, if it's like a minor thing, I'll be like, okay, I'll work with you, but you cannot use it on my stuff. You cannot feed anything that I provide you into these AIs for revisions, critiques, anything. I do not give them permission, and I especially tell them I do not want anything in these novels AI based. However, I do use and I do allow the use of assistive AI. There is a difference if you have not heard. So, generative AI is creating nothing out of nothing or something out of nothing. Like you're like, hey, write me an email about this and it will create it for you. I mean, it's not out of nothing, but do you get me? Or like, hey, make this image. Hey, edit this. That's generative AI. Assistive AI is your autocorrect. So, like Grammarly, autocorrect on your messages, Microsoft Word autocorrect. I know there is a writing program that I use called the Pro Writing Aid that does have like an assistive AI element. They do have like some generative AI features that I do not touch. I don't think I even have like the subscription tier to even access them. Um, but yeah, so I use and I do allow everyone I work with to use assistive AI for like, you know, accessibility, um, no, not formatting, but like autocorrect and stuff. So I'm firm on that. And I hope if you follow me for anything, it's that. And mainly because again the the cons coming with the use of AI is just far too great to me personally, and it's just being pushed way too fast, way too hard by a certain sect of people, and I do not trust the sect of people. You make your assumptions. I'm not talking about anyone specific, but I know that these people do not have my interest in mind, truly. So um, I will not be partaking in their products. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Um, I don't know. So another thing um, is I am okay. As of right now, and this may be semantics on my part, I do apologize. I am working with a co-author that will not be listed on the final product. Originally, I contracted them as a ghostwriter. Now, ghostwriting, if you do not know, it's when someone writes something for you. It's a human generative AI. It is controversial in its own right, not as controversial as AI, but I think mainly because AI has taken over that kind of sphere. Um, so we can have a debate over if ghostwriters or authors that use ghostwriters are also authors. We can debate that another time. I will argue, though, I am an author, because here's why. Originally, they were ghostwriters, but now they're more co authors. And ever since the beginning, even when I approached this individuals now, part of It Takes a Village, is like everything was originally my idea. Everything is my idea. I work extremely close with them. I approve everything that they do. I read everything they produce, and revise what I can revise. I change what I can change in my capacity, and whatever I can't, I send it back. I'm like, hey, let's not do it like this. Let's try this. I don't like this, and so on and so forth. Like right now, we are finishing up chapters 5 and 6, and it's supposed to be like 18 chapters, I think. And I have, first of all, chapters 1 through 4, they have already gone through one major rewrite since they were originally produced. I did some tweaking, actually, quite significant tweaking, and then I just completely added a scene and shifted a lot of things around. With this one, with the help of my wonderful co-author Tina, because that one was just going to be too much restructuring. And I make things sound kind of like me a little bit, because some things, also, this Tina is not from the United States, so there are cultural differences. So I kind of account for that, and for certain spellings, like of color, and for different things. And I've had to clarify with her. I'm like, what did you mean by this? Because I have no idea what that means. God bless her, because the amount of times I've just like info dumped on her, and she has to like siphon through it. Godspeed. She is not paid enough. She is paid a lot, by the way. That is another thing. She is contracted. Um, and she's paid quite well, I think. Um, if I could afford to give her more, I would give her more. But we're going at this very slow boat for a very specific reason, because I don't want to dispense too many resources at once. Um, and sorry, going back to the whole, so like it was my idea since the very beginning. Everything they write, I read. Everything they write, I revise if needed. I send back for critiques and changes. And at the end of the day, while I was not the one holding the pen the entire time, I still consider it my story, because it is my story. Um, she just puts in, I don't want to say filler words, but she connects the dots for me. Like I have the dots and I know what direction I want to go in, but it's in between the dots that I need help on for now. I do want to eventually take over that. But for right now, in my infancy, it will be co-authored. Um, Another thing that goes in my defense of using Tina and harpens on that It Takes a Village is that like every single book, especially traditionally published book that you interact with, went through dozens of hands. Dozens. And while it is the voice of the author, it takes a village. Because when like the author writes it, they edit it, they do their thing, then they can send it off. They may send it off to like sort of like beta readers, like, hey, what do you think? They give their input, they make the changes if they need to, like the author makes the changes if they do so seen, and then it goes off into developmental editing, and then the developmental editor takes a crack at it, then they send it back for revisions, and then you send it to beta readers officially, and then you have a copy editor and a line editor and a proofreader and your arc reading team. And it's just, well, the arc reading team, by the time you get to proofreading and arc reading, you really should not be making any changes, if anything, very minute. It takes a village, and I'm utilizing the tools at my disposal to make art in my own ways. I beseech thee to allow me to continue, and that you come on this journey. Um, I'm working on two of the books, and when I say concrete, is because they're being currently drafted. I'm also drafting personally, like a third and fourth one that may not see the light of day for years, right? Because I'm just bored, um, for right now, and you know, I am proud of the work that we're doing. I'm proud of my ideas. Like literally for the Shadow of Unity, when I approached Tina, I gave her, it was like this 7-page document of just info, like of the world, of the characters, of the themes, the plots I wanted to explore, the over because it's the Unity saga. The Shadow of Unity is the first book in the Unity saga, which is right now a trilogy. And so I mapped out the trilogy and I was like, this is and I want her for the full thing, right? So like I was just like, can we tackle this? She said yes. And so her and I hashed out an outline for the first book. She gave me like this, it was like this 10-page outline for book one, mind you. Um, and then like I made my revisions and my input and my changes and my recommendations and my comment and I turned that, no, it was not even 10 pages. I think it was like 8 or 9. Into Actually, I'm wrong. The document I gave her was 10 pages. The outline she gave me was 7. And then I turned that 7-page outline into 13 with my ideas and revisions and recommendations and everything, right? And we've been working off that ever since. And I've changed the ship a little bit in our steering and our course. And so this is the hill I will unalive on. I will fight you on, you know? And this is still my project. I'm just using an ethical human AI element to it, a ghostwriter instead of AI. And with that being said, it's gonna take time, right? Like we're right now projecting a release of August 2027. That might be cutting it close a little bit, even because at the rate we're going and the rate I'm kind of like, I wish I could go light speed, and I could. I could shovel money at her and she could spit something out, and I could not do as stringent as editing as I do personally and revisions and stuff, and just start spitting at places. But that would be a disservice to that story. That story came from a very special place in my heart, and it holds that very special place in my heart. Let me tell you, right? Um, so yeah, I lost the train of thought left the station. Choo choo, where did you go? I don't know. But I hope you're along for the ride. Like it takes a village. I hope you're part of that village because I am looking for my beta readers, even though this is horribly and disgustingly early. You probably won't be beta reading till like January, February of 2027 because I booked my developmental editor for like November so they can kind of handle it during December. Um, and you could definitely sign up for that. You can go on I don't know if I'll do it on my website. I do know you can sign up for I have a newsletter. I have not sent out May's it's a monthly newsletter. I send out once a month, and I have not sent out May's. Uh, but I do include, I don't know if it's in the welcome email, because when you sign up, you get like a welcome email. There is I call it the beta reading gauntlet, which is just a list of questions for my potential beta readers to vet them. The reason being is because scammers love to pretend to be beta readers, get your work, and then publish it first, or run it through AI, or do different things. So to avoid that, I call it the beta reading gauntlet. It's just like a list of different questions covering different things, some book related, some not, and it's just to see who goes through the gauntlet. um I don't want to say everyone that goes through it will get in, but I'm more than sure everyone that goes through the gauntlet will get in. So I do know every newsletter I do include a link to that gauntlet. So I think right now the gauntlet is only newsletter specific. So you do need to be on my newsletter to be eligible to be a beta reader because you need that link. I don't know if it's in the welcome email though, so that could be a good thing for you to test. I could also check, but I'm going to forget. So um, I hope, yeah, I hope this was a long-winded video, wasn't it? I really set up this YouTube channel to be kind of like long form content, and I took that quite literally, right? Um, quite literally. So I am very much hungry. So I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go feed my children before they kill each other, and I am going to pack away some of these business cards because I'm so excited, so excited. You don't even know. You can't even believe it. And I guess I'll see you on the flip side. Bye, guys.